Okay. I couldn't take it either. I needed to know what it was. Chapter 4. Is it A? What kind of animal? Asked Bat. You'll see, Mom answered. She walked around to the back of the station wagon and opened the door. Is it a puppy? Asked Bat. You'll see, Mom answered, taking out a cardboard box with air holes poked in to the top. Is it a kitten? Bat asked as he followed her to the front door. You'll see, Mom answered. Is it a duckling? Bat asked as he bounced up and down, hands flapping excitedly. You'll see, Mom answered. Open the door for me, okay? Bat pushed open the front door. Is it a hoglet? Mom laughed. Where would I get a baby hedgehog? I don't know, Bat said, but then he had an awful thought. Is it a baby human? Mom walked into the living room. Janie, still watching TV, called out, Hey, you're late. I know, Mom said to Janie, and then she said to Bat, Bat, honey, I wouldn't put a baby human in a cardboard box. And anyway, would a baby human be so bad? Yes, Bat said firmly. Well, it's not a baby human, said Mom. Now Janie was interested. She got up to have a closer look. What's in the box? She asked. Mom brought home a baby animal, Bat yelled in a rush, trying to be the one to tell Janie, and that way she'd know that he had known about it first. Geez, Bat, don't scream in my face. 12 inches, remember? Bat was supposed to stay at least 12 inches away from Janie when he talked to her. She didn't like it when he got too close. There were lots of rules when it came to Janie. How did you do on that math test? Mom asked Janie. Did the chart we made help? Bat bounced up and down on the balls of his feet, pulling the collar of his shirt into his mouth and sucking on the fabric. Ugh, I hated it when my kids did that. They were going to talk about the math test now? Mom, he moaned. Okay, she said. We can talk about the math test later. Come on, let's go into the kitchen. There is someone I want you to meet. Chapter 5, A Tiny Pink Nose. Mom set the box on the kitchen table. Is it sleeping? Bat asked, his voice a whisper. Probably, Mom said. Babies sleep most of the time. What is it? Janie asked. Bat, do you want to open the lid? Bat didn't answer. He was too excited. Very carefully, he lifted the lid of the box and peered inside. Janie stood behind him, breathing in his ear. You're breathing in my ear, Bat said. Janie ignored him. It's just a bunch of rags, she said. Mom walked around to the far side of the round table and reached into the box. She scooped up a pile of material and sat down. Look. Bat watched as Mom shifted the towel in her arms. A nose peeked out. A tiny pink nose, and then 2 slanted, closed eyes, a forehead covered in downy fuzz, little ears still curled tight against its head. Janie began, Is that a... It's a kit, Bat said, enchanted by the tiny creature wanting so badly to hold it. A baby skunk. Oh, Mom, Janie said, I can't believe you brought home a skunk. I had to, Mom said, rubbing the skunk's little forehead with her thumb. He's an orphan. Oh, breathed Janie. She leaned in closer, blocking Bat's view. How old is it? You're in my way, Bat said loudly, and he pushed Janie's arm to make room for himself. Bat, Mom said, you need to stay calm around the skunk kit, okay? You don't want to scare him. Bat did not want to scare the skunk kit. He wanted to hold the skunk kit, maybe even feed and care for the skunk kit. But his sister was standing in his way. Move, Janie, he hissed at her as quietly as he could hiss. Why don't you both sit down, Mom said. I'll tell you all about him. Janie plopped down into the chair on Mom's right, so Bat went around to her other side and sat in the chair on her left. He scooted the chair as close to Mom's as he could. The kit was still tucked in the towel, only his little face visible. Eyes closed, he opened his mouth in a yawn, his tiny pink tongue sticking out. Mom said, "Bat, do you remember when we smelled that skunk on the way to school this morning?" Bat did remember. They had smelled it just after they'd pulled off their street, Plum Lane, and onto Anderson Road. He had smelled it, and Mom had smelled it too. Bat had craned his neck, looking out each window carefully. He'd seen lots of people on bicycles. They lived near a college, and students mostly rode bikes to class. And he'd seen other cars and some people on foot. It was the beginning of spring, but it was still cold, so he'd seen lots of hats and scarves. He'd seen an American flag on a flagpole in front of the post office. He'd seen a red bus. He'd seen a sign that read, "Welcome to Quincy, a bike-friendly town." But he had not seen a skunk. Bat nodded. "I remember," he said. "Well, unfortunately, the skunk we smelled but didn't see was a mama skunk. A car hit her, and a couple of college students brought her to my office in the basket of their bike. She was there waiting for me after I dropped you off at school, injured and very pregnant." "Is she okay?" Janie asked. "I wish I could say that she is," Mom answered. "I wasn't able to save the mother or the baby kits. Only this one lived. I was able to check the mother for diseases, though, and luckily she wasn't sick, which is a good sign that the kit isn't sick either." "That's awesome," Bat said. "Bat," said Janie loud and sharp. The kit twitched and shifted, scared by Janie's voice. "How can you say it's awesome? The mom died. The other babies died." Bat didn't mean that it was awesome that the other skunks had died. Of course it wasn't awesome. It meant that it was awesome that this kit had lived. But it wasn't worth it to try to explain to Janie what it meant. She usually misunderstood Bat. Most everyone did. "Can I?" Bat reached out for the kit, wanting so badly to hold him that his fingers twitched. "We can't keep him," Mom warned. "There's a wild animal rescue center that we can give him to in about a month, but they're too busy to take him just yet. So we need to help him get bigger and stronger before we hand him over to the experts. They'll raise him until he's ready to be released into the wild when he's about 5 months old." Then she passed the tiny kit wrapped in towels into Bat's arms. The kit was so small that Bat couldn't even tell he was in the towel, except for a tiny face that peeked out. He cradled the bundle in his arms. He felt his face stretch into a wide smile so big it made his cheeks sore. Come back tomorrow for Chapter 6, Skunk Lunch.